So after doing a few more PC builds for you guys, a lot of people have been requesting that I go to the junk stores and show you guys the deals live. So today and tomorrow, I'm going to be documenting just that. And yes, I am wearing my PJs because I just don't care. Welcome back to Tech Yes City. This is Brian coming to you guys today with the video that I'm just going to go around and do a massive hunt and show you the deals that I get and what goes through my head when I'm buying some of these deals and what I look for when I buy the parts. So the first place we're going to go to is a place called Wonderex, and now they just sell, they basically get stuff off people and they don't give them that much money for it, and then they just put it in their stores and resell it. And some of those things can be computer parts. So hopefully we'll go there and we might get lucky, but let's find out. Okay, so they've got like laptops and tablets here, but generally all the stuff in the case, you're not going to get a deal because they've tested it and they know it works and they're going to mark it up. Alright, so we're over at the junk section now, and it's a bust. Also, if you're into retro gaming, they've got like Super Nintendo games and like and Nintendo 64 games and stuff like that. But let's get on to the next place because, yeah, this place, as I said before, was a bust. Okay, so we're at the main section here where all the junk PCs are at another Wonderex, and it's pretty much a bust here as well. I mean, we've got a Dell here for $10. It's got Windows XP on it, so it's going to have a really dated motherboard and CPU. Same with this one here. There's an Optiplex down there for $50, which wouldn't be too bad, but I mean, I've got way better deals in the past before, so we're going to skip out on that one. This one here is just a case and a power supply. This one here is got an AGP socket on it, and you know, if you guys want a Vista key, there you go, be my guest. And we got a $30 case with nothing, it's just got old crap in it. And same with these three here, so we've just got a big, massive bust here. Except for this thing, I'm going to open this up and check what's inside this, since it does look like a server grade PC. Okay, so I've opened this thing up and damn, like, there is a cooler, like, just floating around in here. Some dude's, like, pulled off, like, the memory out of it, too. And I mean, wow. Like, I usually take gambles and stuff, but this thing would just, I don't know. Like, with a friggin' cooler floating around in there for how long? Man, I'm not too game to try that. Since all it has to do is just essentially hit one of these resistors, bust it off, and your whole motherboard's toast, pretty much. So, yeah, but it has a, looks like a Core 2 Duo from 2005. So, I mean, the motherboard itself is going to be pretty dated anyway, so we are going to keep looking around, see if there's any other deals in here. Alright, so we got here a Pentium 4, and it's $10. Oh my god, bust. 550 watt power supply, bust. $60 cases, bust, bust. And that's another bust right there. Bust, 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 bust. Star Wars ceramic mug, okay. Darth Maul, bust. Okay, Star Wars ceramic mug, number 2, let's have a look. Please be JarJar, please be JarJar. Come on, JarJar Binks. Yes, look at that. Yes, JarJar Binks. I'm getting that. I'm getting that. So yesterday was just a complete bust, except for the JarJar Binks mug. I mean, check that out. Like, that just made the whole trip worthwhile yesterday.
Makes me think you're gonna find some parts today.
So today we're going junk hunting, new day, new prospects, and the place is called Hard Off. It's just like Wonderex, they buy used stuff and then they resell it. And yeah, hopefully we can find some deals. So let's head there and see if we can get lucky. Alright, so we are now at a different place called Hard Off, and we can see here we've got a pretty good case for $50. It's an Antec case, and a Core 2 6300. So we're going to open this up and just have a little look at what's inside in terms of the motherboard and whatnot, because it does have a 320 gig hard drive in there, which is an indication that it is a pretty decent spec computer, but let's take a look anyway. So we've pulled it apart now, and it's got a decent power supply. It's got a hard drive in there. It's also got a lot of fans in there, and it's also got a massive cooler there. It's also interesting, got a heatsink on the north bridge. So I'm actually going to take this because the case is just that damn good. So let's get it.
So now there's something else I want to talk about, and that's in Japan, the deals. Like, why there's so many good deals. And one of the reasons for that is because in Japan, you actually have to pay money to dump a lot of your stuff, like especially computers and stuff like that. So what a lot of people do is they just go to these places like Hard Off and Wonderex, and they just essentially dump their stuff and get a little bit of money back. So it's a lot cheaper to do that as opposed to going to the dump or the tip, where you have to pay money in Japan. So that's the reason why I guess you can get a lot of good deals in Japan. But anyway, let's get to the next place and see if we can get lucky.
So we've got a deal here, and it's a GT730, which, yeah, I mean, junk, that's not really that good. So, yeah, it's mediocre. I mean, if it was definitely working, I'd think about taking it, but because it's junk, I'm still going to take a gamble on like $40, which just isn't worth it. And another one. Now, actually, looking around here, we've got these old Apple, whatever they are, A1047s, and they got 3 of them, but, I mean, for $50, that's not too bad, considering how good this case is. I mean, it's made of all steel, and, yeah, I could do a really cool project with that. So, I'm just going to take a look at what's inside, see what parts are in there, and then I might get this.
So we're at the next Hard Off right now, and I didn't take up that Apple 1047 because I checked on my smartphone and the specs were like 2003 or 2004, it depends on the model. So I would have just been buying that PC just for the case. So I mean, I can think about that one because there was 3 different cases there. And let's get in with the next place and see if there's any deals.
So we've scoped this place out, and this looks like a really good deal. I mean, it's got an i3 in it, and it's just missing out. All it's missing is the hard drive, essentially. So, damn, I'm actually going to see if this boots up, and I want to see if it's got a graphics card in there. So we're just checking this laptop out at the moment, and you can see here the screen's doing something really crazy. I can't even check the specs. I mean, my guess would be like something inside is a bit loose. Maybe the cable inside's come loose, but even then, it's still a gamble, so I think I'll give this one a miss, even though it may have pretty good specs in there. I'm just not too sure. So we've found a power supply here for $5, so this is pretty good. I mean, it's got 50 amps on the 12 volt line, so it's actually really good. One thing though, it is missing those proprietary connectors, so I will have to kind of hack this up or try and find a way to get a SATA connector out of it, but otherwise should be good to go for a build, and that's if it works. And another one. Alright, so we've walked into this place, and there's a $10 Athlon XP here. It's not too bad, but I mean, whoa, ugh. Like, that's filthy. I mean, I was about to say, like, I could get this maybe just for the power supply and the case, but this thing is, like, really disgusting. Like, this looks like it's a health hazard. So, and it says here the BIOS doesn't even get to the BIOS, so yeah, I might give that one a miss. That's pretty interesting too for $2.7, but still a bit overpriced, I think, because, yeah, it's got a bust of a motherboard in there, and it's only got an i5 2400, so kind of a bust here, but let's keep looking and see if we can find anything. So another really good thing about these places is that they got really cheap keyboards and mice. So you can pick something up for like $3 like this, and then get a mouse for like $1, and you're home and hosed. So we're in this one now, and they've got, I mean, if that was a 480, I'd pick it up for $50, but it's a 460. And then they got a 5870 for $60. So, I mean, not really good deals. And then you got a 560 for 75. That's a complete bust. So yeah, the graphics cards are kind of robust. I mean, the power supply looks like this here looks pretty good. You got a 850 watt gold rated power supply for, I think it's $80 or something. That's not too bad if I needed a really good power supply. Same with this, they got a Seasonic power supply there. So I might have a think, but yeah, it's just priced at that level that's not really worth it. Same with some of the PCs here. So this place is kind of like they know their prices and they're trying to get that extra bit for it, which kind of pushes me out of the race. So this is a $10 PC, and you guys are probably thinking the same thing as me, like, what the actual is going on here? Like, wow. That is by far the most dirtiest case I have ever seen in my life. Like, I don't even think a proper cleanse from Brake Cleaner would fix this one up. So we've got here what looks like a LGA 1156 motherboard, but the problem is that when we zoom in there, there's like a pin that's just completely missing. Like, I don't even know what the hell's going on there. It's just completely gone. So I'm not going to take a gamble with that one. No way. For $30. They can keep their motherboard, and I'll keep my money. Alright, so we're at another place now, and they've got a mini ITX H81 motherboard for $30. Like,
I'll take that.
And they've also got a Z77 motherboard for $20. Like, that's pretty damn crazy. So I'll be taking both these motherboards. I still got to think about whether I'm going to be taking this. I mean, it's the GTX 580 Mars edition. I mean, it's $200, but damn, these graphics cards were worth an absolute fortune when they were first released. So I'm just going to quickly check if it's 3 gigabytes shared or if that's 3 gigabytes total.
So we just got out of there, we got the 2 motherboards, and now we're going to go to the last place, the final destination, another hard off. And I did pass up that Mars card. I know probably some people out there will probably hate me for it, but essentially you've only got 1.5 gigabytes of frame buffer there. And for 2 580s in SLI, that's a pretty limited frame buffer, especially even like for 1080p gaming. So yeah, pass that one up, even though I loved the weight of the card, the look of the card. And I think it's got like a 22 phase VRM on it too, so it's pretty crazy. But anyway, let's get on to the next place. As I mean, even then I can come back and get this deal if it's still there. I mean, I can go home and think about it and whatnot. So let's get on to the last place anyway.
Alright, we're at the last one now. I've actually never been here before. This is hard off house. Alright, let's go inside and see if they got any deals. Okay, so we're at the last hard off here, and I mean, it is just a Pentium 4 bonanza in here, but I've still got to check some of these PCs to see if any of them are actually worth getting. I mean, yeah, but it's looking like, I mean, I can't really find anything too good. Except one thing I did see was this keyboard. It's actually interesting because it's an NEC from back in the day. And it's got a very interesting switch here. I don't exactly know what that is. So maybe if someone knows what kind of switch that is, but it kind of feels pretty interesting. It does kind of feel like a mechanical switch. Not too sure what that one is, but yeah, they want $50 for it anyway, so looks like it might have been popular, but not at that price. Alright, so we've picked some stuff up off the shelves here. We've got a power supply, 500 watt power supply for 10 bucks. Pretty good deal. We've got here a 3500 plus socket 939 CPU for 3 bucks. It looks like it's actually brand new, so might as well pick that up. And then we got the accompanying motherboard for it, which they got $8 there, but when we flip it around, it's got $5. So I think I'll take the $5 price tag on that one. Okay, so they got like a mouse here for $1, which is like a laser mouse. So I found this on the junk section too. It's a US 122. It's like an audio interface. I mean, it looks really good. It's only missing the cable and they haven't checked it yet. So I could probably flip that and make 50 bucks on it or something. So we found one PC here in the junk section that looks pretty good once I've taken the panel off. And ironically, it's actually got no price tag on it. So I'm going to take it to the front counter and see what they're going to ask for it, because it's got a pretty damn decent power supply in there, 600 watt Seasonic power supply. It's also got a P5Q LGA775 motherboard, and of course a cooler on it, and yeah, it looks like it's got a hard drive in there too. So if we can pick this up for even 10-20 bucks, man, it'd be a really good deal, like really good. So we haggled them down and we ended up getting this for 10 bucks. So wow, that was a really cool deal. That's easily the best deal yet today, so awesome. Let's finish up and get home. Booyah! So there we have it. This is the final score here. We have a $50 case. This was all that LGA 775 stuff. That's pretty much complete. I've just got to check out the graphics card a bit later. We had 2 motherboards picked up here. That was $20 and $30. So that was another 50 bucks. And then we had this AMD CPU and a motherboard for it. And then a power supply for 5 bucks. So that was 3, 5, and 5. So that's $13. And then we had $10 for another power supply, $20 for this thing here, the audio interface, and then we got this for 10 bucks, which was just one of the best deals I've got to date. So that is freaking amazing. And all that came to like $150 something, plus the JarJar mug. I mean, I told you that was good luck. I mean, JarJar Binks said it was going to happen, so it did happen. And all that was about $160. So that is a massive haul. This is probably one of the biggest hauls I've done on the weekend, because people wanted to see deals, and you guys got deals. So there we have it. That was just one awesome weekend of hunting deals, and I'm glad you guys got to see the whole thing step by step. And if you guys like this video, then be sure to give it a big thumbs up. And if you have any questions or comments about today's and yesterday's massive hunt, then be sure to drop a comment in the comment section below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Tech Yes City, because from here on we've got a lot more builds coming. And one thing I will point out is that I've still got to test these parts, as some of them could be busted. You know, parts in those PCs especially could be broken, so I'm gonna have to diagnose and test and see if it works. But hopefully it all works. I mean, lately I've been getting lucky. I mean, today I think I got extremely lucky. So yeah, awesome builds to come, and I'll look forward to seeing you guys in another tech video. So peace out for now. Bye. I know what you guys are thinking. You're like, I want to see if the parts work. I want to see if they work. Well, I'm going to do a junk or funk test right now for you guys. Alright, we got, first up, we have a funk right here. BIOS auto recovering. Don't know what's going on here, but at least the CPU works and stuff, so we'll figure that out later. The power supply works. Okay, so the power button is completely mangled on this case. I'll have to quickly see if I can fix it. see if we can get a signal out of this thing. Junk or funk, baby. Alright, cool. So it looks like the machine is working perfectly fine, except for the graphics card. That does look like it is pretty much screwed there. So, and that's not a problem since the graphics card is the least of my concerns with this one, which is pretty cool. Okay, so now it's time to test the $5 power supply. Let's see what happens here. Okay, that's pretty cool. We got a beep. Now to just boot this thing up. Come on. Come on, come on. There we go. Alright, awesome. So the $5 power supply looks like it's working. Let's try the $10 power supply. Alright, that's pretty good so far. Let's see if this thing boots up. Okay, alright, so this power supply does work too. I kind of thought it wouldn't, since it did have a weird smell coming from it, but there you have it. $10 power supply is working too. So we've got, like it looks like here, all funk and no junk, except for that motherboard on the first PC, which could be busted. And lastly, our task cam is being recognized in Windows, in the device manager. So we've got what looks like all funk and no junk. I still have to test the motherboards out, but I will need CPUs and whatnot for that. But yeah, it looks like we got a really good score, and I'll catch you in the next tech video.